Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Bailey, and like you, I enjoy binging on tutorials, reviews, and first impressions. So my goal on this channel is to create quality, entertaining content for all you beauty junkies out there. If you would like to see how I got this olive green smoky eye, then please keep watching. So I'm starting off with my L'Oreal Hydra Genius Face Moisturizer. I use this every day. It's great for my oily combo skin. So basically my skin type is, I am oily in my T-zone, but my cheeks, chin, and sometimes my forehead, if I don't exfoliate, gets really dry. And I'm about to put my hair up because I forgot to, and it's annoying. So just give me one second. Okay, there we go. So after I applied my moisturizer, I am going in with my L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear Foundation. It looks like this. It is so messy. Oof. But you know, it is what it is. I'm in the shade 420, and then I take my Dampen Ego Tools sponge. How I apply it, I just put a dollop on the sponge. And then I kind of just dot it all over my face and then just start working it in. What I love about this foundation is it's oh, look at those bags. God. We'll be covering those up, don't worry. Okay, so next I'm taking my e.l.f. 16-Hour Camo Concealer, the matte one. I know there is a hydrating one, but just for my skin type, I do prefer a matte concealer. And this is in the shade Light Peach. Now, I think we all know by now that peach or orange cancels out purple or dark undertones. So I always, even though I prefer more olive or yellow tone base, which is just the undertone of my skin, I do like to go in with a peach or more pinky tone concealer just to help brighten and hide those dark circles under the eyes. So I just apply a little. I don't like to apply too much. I like the skin to look really natural, and I think I had really bad acne in high school, and I just kind of always struggled with trying to cover up my skin and trying to make it look flawless. And now that my skin has evened itself out, I just feel like I don't need to cover it up as much as I once did and just kind of let it breathe a little bit. I usually take the edge of my sponge here and I kind of just run it under my lower lash line just to help ensure there's no excess darkness under there. So after this is all blended out, I'm just going into my Maybelline Fit Me loose powder. I would show you the lid, but there's already powder in there. I don't want it spilling all over the place. So I'm in the shade 10 Fair Light. And I don't bake and I don't use a brush to apply my powder. I simply just dip my dampened sponge, like I said earlier, into the powder and I just press it into the skin. I think especially for loose powders, just pressing in the skin just makes it a lot more, well, it makes it less messy when you use a sponge over a brush. And because the sponge is already dampened, it kind of just melts the powder into the face, and I like the effect it gives to the skin. So I'm just pressing that all over. I don't put it all over my face. I just kind of pat it in the spots where I feel I'm shiny or I know I will get oily throughout the day. Okay, next we are going into bronzer. So my favorite bronzer for a while now is the Maybelline New York City bronzer. This is in the shade 200. I like it because it's not too, I find drugstore bronzers tend to be more on the red side. So I like this one because it is a more of a true golden bronzer. It has more of a golden slash olive undertone, which I think pairs really nice with my skin tone personally. So I just kind of go right here or under, or where I would assume if I had cheekbones would be. I know I have cheekbones, but they're just really low and not defined. So we're just trying to give that effect. But I'm just warming up the skin. Same on the other side. Sorry, I'm trying to look in the mirror while doing this so I'm not just using my phone camera. I put some down my nose and then on my chin where the sun would naturally hit my face. Okay, so I'm taking my Burt's Bees blush. It's so dirty. Ooh, I've had it for a long time. And this is in the shade Bare Peach 1205. So I'm just applying this blush on my upper cheekbone here just to give the lifted effect. And I kind of just go like this. I think the peach tones pair really well with the olive green eye look we are going for today. But greens are pretty versatile. You can do warm tones, you can do berries were really nice, or like a baby doll pink would look really good with a green, olive green, smoky eye. But today we're going with peach because I just think it pairs so beautifully with the green eye we'll be doing. So next we're going into highlighter. Now I made this highlighter myself. I'll show you. So I had this Milani highlighter palette and I would always mix these two shades, and I just thought I had this empty little container from an old bronzer, and one day I just decided, well, I mixed them together anyway, so I might as well just mix them up so then I can just grab from one pan and not have to deal with that other one. So that's what I did. I just mixed it with some rubbing alcohol, pressed it in here, and I made myself a custom highlighter shade. I'm just taking this e.l.f. brush here. It is falling apart. It's just the e.l.f. blush brush, but I use it for a highlighter. I'm just going to be applying that right in the upper cheekbones. Yeah, well, you see what I mean? Like, it's so pretty, but when I look straight ahead, I don't get that weird cast that some highlighters give me. And then just some on my nose. Okay, and now we're going into brows. So I'm going to show you guys how I do one brow, and then we'll skip forward and move on to the eyes. So I will be taking, like always, my Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow. This is in the shade Blonde. Little Anastasia Beverly Hills brush. I forget what this number it is, but I will be linking all the products and shades in the description box. So how I like to fill in my brows, I like to brush them out first. And I kind of follow the natural brow shape. I try not to overline, but my brows are very uneven, so I do try to just define the front a bit more. So I kind of just worry about filling in the front mostly. That's all I do for my brows. So I'm just gonna do my other one off camera, like I said, and then we'll be back into the eye look. Okay, so now I'm back. Both of my brows are filled. Now we can move on to the fun part of the tutorial, which is eyes, of course, always. So once again, drugstore, I'm gonna be taking this e.l.f. Earth and Ocean palette. Can we just take a minute to appreciate these shades? And e.l.f., kudos to you for doing a palette that has blues that are actually pigmented, not patchy, and are easy to work with. And it's from the drugstore. So impressive. Okay, so enough of the dramatics. To start, I'm going to be applying the shade Mojave, Miami. I'm an idiot. I don't know how to pronounce that shade. It's the one in the bottom right corner. And I'm just taking that on a Morphe M330 brush. Just putting it in there, dusting it off. I'm going to zoom in. And I'm just going to apply that all over, well, in my crease. Okay, so next we are going to be taking the shade Spruced Up, and it's this really beautiful matte olive green. And I'm being a rebel here. I'm taking that same Morphe brush, the same Morphe crease brush, and applying that in the same spot, but I'm trying to keep the pigment just more so my crease, where the other shade I put my crease, but I kind of buffed it out towards the brow. This one, I'm just concentrating it into the crease. And then we are taking the shade Can't Help It, sorry. In the palette, it kind of looks more, well, on camera you can see it, but in person it kind of looks like a dark brown. But it actually is more of a dark green. It's really pretty color. So I'm just going to take that on a BH Cosmetics number 8 brush, part of that Summer Festival palette that I mentioned earlier. And then I'm just going to apply this on the outside.
I might spray the brush, to be honest with you. Please. Just to deepen it up a bit. I'm just going to lightly dust away any fallout while we're at it.
And I've just switched brushes here. I'm going back into that Can't Help It. And this is on the e.l.f. Fluffy eye brush. And I'm just buffing that on the outer V of the eye. Okay, and after we got the greens down, I just want to help blend out that upper brow bone shade. So I'm going to take this e.l.f. palette in the, it's called the New Classics. And I'm taking the shade Truffle, dusting off the brush, and just applying that right under, but not up to the brow bone, just to help diffuse and blend those green shades because we don't want them to look muddy. And then I'm going to take the shade Cream from that New Classics palette and just apply it under the brow bone. And a little trick I like to do is I like to take my sponge and just kind of go along the edge of the eye just to sharpen up the look. So you can see it's pretty well blended. Okay, next we are going to go back into the e.l.f. concealer and we are going to cut the crease. And I will be taking the e.l.f. Brush. I think this is the C brush. It's pretty old. I'm just going to put some of my concealer on the back of my hand, just a little bit. Dip it in, and we are going to cut that crease. Now, a mistake I used to make is I would only bring my cut crease like to the middle of my eye. The problem with that is if you go back in with your matte shades to blend the outside, you're gonna get a distinct line. So I take it all the way that way when you want to pack on more of that darker shade used on the outside. You won't get a harsh line. It will blend nicely in with your cut crease. So I'm just bringing that all the way all over the lid here. Like that. So we are going to go back in to that shade called Spruced Up. And I'm just going to once again reapply this shade and just carefully pack it on. And then going to Canted Kelp, or whatever the hell it's called, and just applying that back onto the outside, like so. Okay, so now we're gonna go into this shade Sahara, and it's this gorgeous metallic, almost neon green with like a gold reflect. It is. Like, look at that pigment, and I'm just using my finger. I think the biggest thing I learned with doing bold eyeshadow looks is that it's not as difficult as you may think it is. I'm not saying that doing extreme makeup doesn't take skill. It absolutely takes skill. You need to have some kind of artistic talent, and if you don't, you can always learn, obviously, but don't overthink it, which is what I used to do. Once you have the base on, the color, the eyeliner, the lash, it all ends up working out at the end. So, you know, take your time with it, have fun, but don't overthink the complexity of it. And then I'm just going to take the shade Sun Yourself, which is this really beautiful yellow gold shade. And I'm just going to pop that onto the inner corner just to kind of tie everything together. And last but not least, I am taking this Morphe M205 brush. We're going into the shade Spruce It Up once again. And we are going to apply that to our lower lash line. Just a smidgen. Just to help. Tie the look together. Okay, so I'm going to do the other eye off camera, and then we're going to move on to finishing up the look. Okay, so now I have the other eye done, and we're going to be going into liner. So I'm just going to line my upper lid with a wing. I'm not going to bother putting black or any in my waterline because I really want the emphasis to be on the top lid. And plus my eyes kind of go down, so anytime I fill my waterline with any kind of dark eyeliner, it kind of just makes my eyes look droopy, so I tend to not put anything in my waterline at all. So I'm just taking the Physicians Formula Eye Booster 2-in-1 Lash Boosting Eyeliner plus Serum, and I'm just going to create a wing. Next, we're going into mascara. I just have this travel size Lancome Excessive Black mascara. It's just a mini one. And I'm just going to be applying that to the lashes. And then after, we will be putting on some falsies. So I'm using this mascara because I have it. It's it's not my favorite, but oh my god, sorry, I just poked myself in the effing eye. It's not my favorite, but it works. Like I said, go for drugstore. My favorite drugstore mascara recently has been the L'Oreal Air Volume Mascara. I believe that's what it's called. It's really good. I just need to go pick up a new one, and I haven't yet because I have all of these little ones that I need to use up. My lower lash line. So next we are going with lashes. I'm using the Kiss Wispy lashes. They're the 11s, I believe. They look like this. Once again, drugstore. And I just like to take good old-fashioned tweezers. So I like to look down. I hold my mirror like under my nose to make sure that I'm looking down. And I just try to pop them on. So I got the lashes on. Just gonna let them dry, and then I will curl them into my natural lashes just to make sure everything is blended. So while those are drying, moving on to the lips. So I'm using the e.l.f. Essence Soft Precise Lip Pencil. This is in the shade 05 Legendary. And I'm just gonna line my lips. So I used to line my lips just by applying it, overlining but following my lip line. I kind of do it differently now, and I think this trick works best for me. I just apply my lip liner where I want my lips to be accentuated. So instead of just lining my whole lip, I'll just start off. So one thing I like to do is I like the top lip to look a little bit more full. So I will overdraw, but only till this point. I won't go down here because the minute on me I overfill the edges, I lose my lip shape and they end up just looking really fake and not like my real lips. So I want my lips to look fuller, but I don't want to necessarily change the shape of them. So I just follow the top part here, kind of fill in the cupid's bow a little, just to give it a full effect. Sorry, it's kind of hard to talk while lining your lips. And I'll do the same on the other side. So next I am taking my Anastasia Beverly Hills liquid lipstick, and this is in the shade Stripped. So I have a little trick with liquid lipsticks because we don't want them looking really weird when you, the whole butthole lip thing, we don't want that. So this, put it on how you would, and to avoid that weird contrast between your natural lip, I take a red. Now, this sounds intimidating. Where is it? This is a really dark liquid lipstick. I don't even know if this is classified. It's a L'Oreal. I don't even know what these are called. I think they're sold as a liquid lipstick or a lip stain, but they are really watery and very easy to shear down. So I'm just gonna put a little bit right in the middle, and you're thinking, oh my god, that's so dark, it looks like blood. But like I said, you can really shear these out. And I just go like this. I look goofy, but just to help blend everything together. So this is the final look. Take my hair down, brush it out, do whatever you need to do. And this is the final look. So I hope you guys really like this video on how I got this olive green kind of smoky eye. If you enjoyed this video, please give my video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I hope to see you guys again soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.